though they've only 20 games between them. Bryn Gunn, a little older at 22, is another now slotting in well alongside the remnants of Forest's European Cup-winning side. Ipswich have suffered the loss of Kevin Beattie and are forced to make one change in the side that thrashed St Etienne on Wednesday. Butcher moves back to the centre of the defence, while Steve McCall comes in at left back. The threat in this talented side, of course, is the 95 goals they've scored this season already. Walk with 30 leads the way, but Paul Mariner isn't far behind with 20. Mariner's been top scorer at Ipswich the last 4 seasons after starting his career at Plymouth. Trevor Francis was born in Plymouth, so there's a small link between these two excellent strikers, and both of them will be looking for a call-up to England's match with Spain later this month, and one of them could be the match winner here today. And many people thought this game should be the cup final itself. Well, we've got a cup final referee, Clive Thomas, a 4th call. He'll be at Wembley himself, definitely, next Saturday doing the League Cup final, having been there for the FA Cup final back in '76. Forest, red shirts, white shorts, tacking the goal to the left. Attacking it with Viv Anderson at this moment. Ipswich changing colours a little. White shirts, black shorts. Tremendous crowd here. Enormous number have come down from Portman Road. And a wonderful atmosphere. Here's Brazil. Touch off to little Eric Gates. Got caught in a sandwich there. Walsh and Stuart Gray. Gates is down injured. Referee Clive Thomas wants a stern word with Stuart Gray. Brazil lays the ball off, and as Gates just about gets it under control, he's whacked twice there. Gates is back on his feet. It'll take him some little time to run off the pain, I think, though. He's certainly limping. Here's the free kick. Osman. Frank Gray away. Mills. Tyson forward. Brazil trying to get there. Oof. Robertson for Frank Gray. Biding his time. Plenty of people running for him. Francis is one of them. Butcher goes with him. Oh, that's a bad pass back. And Francis had a chance then, as Butcher was the culprit for Ipswich. Oh. Butcher very foolishly trying to pass the ball back to his goalkeeper, and in fact made a gift of it to Ian Wallace. He knocks it back to Francis. He snatches at his shot, an open goal, and he missed it. Into Francis. Turn Butcher. Oh, and Gates got another one then. That could very well be a booking, I'm afraid, for Stuart Gray. Gates reacted very angrily to that. And Clive Thomas points to the tunnel, and that's a very stern warning for young Stuart Gray. It's only his 8th appearance in Forest's first team. Now, here's Butcher. Walk starts to run. Frank Gray losing to Mariner. Brazil first to the ball. Now Mills. Touch for Tyson. He's got 2 on that far side. This is Mura. Gates. Little touch into Brazil. Great goalkeeping. Doubly great goalkeeping by Shilton. Shilton diving at Brazil's feet as he went through a one-on-one chance there. Sort of chance he had in the league game here. That one he slotted in, this one he didn't. Robertson being dogged by Mariner at the moment. Touch to Gunn. And again, a little bit of sloppy passing by Forest. Burns was the man who hoped he'd get onto the end of Gunn's pass. It was well away from him. Brazil, helping that on. Oh, and that's a bad one. And Mariner is going to score. Did he get the last touch? That was a terrible mistake by Forest. Diabolical. But Forest are 1-0 down, and the Ipswich fans are delighted. Nothing really dangerous about the move. The kick from Cooper right down the field. Brazil gets a touch there, and that pass back from Anderson. I don't think Mariner ever touched it after that. Yes, he did. Yes, that's got to be Mariner's goal. So Ipswich delighted, and Peter Shilton, a bitterly angry man. 14 minutes into the game. A goal that should never have been conceded. Wallace back to Walsh. No, again the passing, letting Forest down. Osman sweeping a good pass to Brazil. Brian Clough, a very, very reflective Brian Clough down there. Anderson down only as far as Gates. That's a foul by Anderson on Brazil as Brazil was reacting to the pass from Gates. Pushed well ahead of him. Just 3 in the wall, that's what Shilton's called for. They've got his near post covered, have they? Well, nothing seemed to work there. Tyson then to Murin. Oh! And that is disaster again! Well, that's another own goal. Well, the first one wasn't an own goal, but the same man is involved. Well, they finally did get the free kick sorted out. Tyson knocks it here to Murin. And then we look for poor Viv Anderson once again. Oh, he doesn't miss those. He put it away sweetly. Own goal, Viv Anderson. 2-0 Ipswich. Bobby Ferguson, the Ipswich coach, and the Ipswich bench can hardly believe their luck. And poor Viv Anderson, the unhappiest man on the park at the moment. 23 minutes gone. Here's Robertson, a through ball, and a chance down for Francis. Yes! So, mistake at one end of the field, a mistake at the other, 2 goals, and suddenly the score's 2-1. Trevor Francis has pulled one back for Forest. And once again, it was an error in defence that led to it. Robertson that ball through. There's the header across that leaves Francis with his open goal chance. So, 23 minutes, an own goal by Anderson, 24 minutes, a goal for Forest from Francis. Mills first to have to go against Murin. Gives the ball to Anderson. Now Stuart Gray. Through ball to Francis, he turned and Wallace got in the way. And it was Tyson who shepherded the ball back to Cooper. But misunderstanding, I think, by the 2 central strikers for Forest, Francis and Wallace, both trying to play the same ball. Offside flag up down below me here when that ball was kicked out. Referee Thomas has accepted it, allowed play on. Now Burns for Frank Gray. That ball to Francis, well won by Osman. It's Frank Gray. Burns. Not a bad try. That scared Cooper for a moment or two. A push in the back by Brazil. I think it's fair to say that the wind, both the velocity and the swirling effect it's having, is making life a little bit difficult for the players at times, and maybe that's why some of these mistakes have occurred. Here's Gunn. Francis, and immediately the way closes up, and he's still got a shot in on target. Good stuff from Trevor Francis. Didn't seem to be a chink or a gap there, as Ipswich closed round him, but he wriggles clear, just a tiny gap, and he's on target with a shot. Frank Gray. push by Walsh. Tom Walker has been having a little hamstring trouble recently. It doesn't prevent him scoring goals. But he's doing a defensive job at the moment. 2 men in the wall as Gray slots that across. Mariner failed to make contact and the ball dropped to Wallace, and he couldn't do anything with it. Mariner explaining how he managed to miss the ball. Cooper's got a smile on his face. He's well enough pleased with the situation. Ball swerving across. Wallace didn't get up quite high enough to get a shot on target. Ipswich, of course, coming here with a winning string of 8 games in a row. In fact, they've been unbeaten since they were up at White Hart Lane. In 16 games since then, won 13 and drawn 3. And really are in a great run. And Forest trying to get back into this game. They're down. Stuart Gray, solid tackle then by Osman. Nice little ball, control ball to Gates. And they've got 3 men forward and Walk starts to run. One Scottish international on another, and McMills has made a superb run. And a shot now coming from Murin, which should have done better. Oh dear. Oh, what a sweet bit of football that was from Ipswich. Gates started it all. Then Walk knocks this beautiful ball to Mills. And it really was a gift of a chance to Arnie Murin coming in there. And he totally topped his shot. Put nothing on it at all. Francis. Quite a battle going on between Russell Osman and Trevor Francis. Frank Gray. Robertson takes over. Way across. Good ball to Mills, switching the action down the right side. Cut in between them all. Good try. That was a nice bit of running then by Gary Mills. Acceleration just at the right moment. But the shot couldn't beat Cooper. Murin again then for McCall. Now Brazil. McCall. Murin. And Forest back in possession with Mills. Francis, the challenge coming from Butcher. And he didn't make it. Francis is still there. Touched in by Walsh. Unbelievable. What a super run by Francis. And the goal from Walsh that has really made his day. It's 2-2. Butcher failed to stop the challenge of Francis down that side. The ball ran kindly for the Forest striker. I thought he very nearly ran it over the line. I thought it'll run away from him. But he cut back a perfect ball, and there's number 10, Walsh. Ping, it's 2-2. 5 minutes to go to half-time. So Forest come from the dead. 2 bad mistakes in their defence, had them 2-0 down, and they're back in the game at 2-2. Burns to Gray. And Ipswich rather anxious. They're funneling a lot of people back. That's Butcher's header clear. Mills, Tyson. And Wallace gets the ball away from a rather foolish piece of football by Tyson. Robertson. And Robertson again. Hard in, and this time Walk back, whacks it away. Tyson glaring at the referee, but he really got himself in a lot of trouble. Here's Frank Gray. Good curler, far post. Wallace up. Burns. Anderson. And no Forest boot could finally get the dig on goal. Forest again. Walsh, way forward. Anderson tries it. Oh, that's a penalty, is it? No, referee Thomas was pointing at what I thought was the penalty spot. In fact, it was for a goal kick. Viv Anderson goes away. And Cooper can take a goal kick. Stuart Gray loses the ball to Brazil. This is Murin. Good high cross in, Walk waiting. Shilton has to come as Brazil was looking for the rebound. We're in stoppage time at the end of this first half, and what a first half it's been. Gray then, Frank Gray. Anderson holding that right shoulder. I think he may have done himself some damage. Here's Francis. And once again Osman was there, lost it. And now Mills, hard and low, Mills again. And Butcher hooks it out. Bit of panic stations in the Ipswich defence, but they keep their goal intact. Walk boots that forward. Now it's Mariner. Mills, big long one for Brazil to chase after. Oh, good try. He saw Shilton well off his line and thought it was worth a first-time shot. Brazil beating the offside trap, and look how quickly he sizes the situation up and tries the first-timer, and did have Shilton in some difficulty. As referee Clive Thomas ends the activities of this first half. Brazil hasn't heard the whistle over the far side. Going crashing into the boards. And Anderson, they rush to immediately because he is clearly in some pain and needs treatment. But anyway, there's a smile on the face of Colin Walsh, the man who has wrapped up this first half with the second goal for Forest. As Anderson goes away to get treatment for this shoulder injury, we've got a half-time scoreline that's bad because Forest have sent out substitute Raimondo Ponte for the second half. So we're off and running again. And with Ponte on the park for Anderson, Burns drops back to right back. Mills comes back into the heart of the defence as well, and Ponte plays in midfield. And Ipswich are on the attack. Murin, Gates gets the cross in, and Shilton only just managed to grab hold of it. That was bad. Oh, high belt. That's Francis jumping well. And he was fouled as he went up for the ball, so Forest get a free kick. Kenny Burns to take it, gives it to Mills. Now Ponte. Ponte attacking McCall. Good hard low cross. Booted out only as far as Mills, so Ponte again. It's a free kick, which Ponte will take. No, it's going to be touched short by Mills. Now Ponte. He wants to get to the line. Again, oh, that's handball. That's John Walk. That's a penalty. And Trevor Francis goes over to see the mark that the ball made. And I'm afraid that that was, from my point of view up here, was deliberate. Ponte getting to the line. Referee Thomas, meanwhile, is booking men. But we look there, that's the moment that the ball made contact with Walk. And I do feel that he stuck his arm over to it. It was down by his side. Grim-faced Clive Thomas is calling number 4, Franz Tyson, over to him. And Tyson still bitterly angry about that, but now it's the time for John Robertson to step up for penalty. Could be his 6th of the season. Yes, and Paul Cooper, who has saved so many penalties, wasn't able to get anywhere near that one. It's 3-2 to Forest. The expert penalty taker against the expert penalty saver, and Robertson wins the day. 6 minutes into the second half, and from being 2-0 down, inside 23 minutes, Forest are in front now at 3-2. What a cup tie. Here's McCall. Muren now. Booted clear as far as John Robertson. Robertson attacking Mills and goes on for Francis. And a touch inside for Frank Gray. Oh, fine goalkeeping by Paul Cooper. That was important. What a beautiful bit of attacking work from Forest, though. Free, fluent, the length of the field. That touch in from Francis. It was coming to Frank Gray until Cooper got there. And substitution. They're bringing Steve McCall off for Ipswich. And it's Kevin O'Callaghan going on. Steve McCall coming away. So, new instructions go out. Taking a defender off to put an attacking winger on the park. That was Gunn stopping Mariner, and he's kicked the ball away, and a little fortunate not to incur the wrath of referee Thomas. Osman to take a free kick. Ipswich got 3-4 on the left-hand edge of the box. Butcher and Mariner challenging. Burns was up highest, though. Oh, there's a missed kick, which has put extra pressure on Forest. And more to come from O'Callaghan. It's Brazil and Gates. Oh, there was the chance for an equaliser there for little Eric Gates. Scorer of 12 goals this season. That really should have been unlucky 13. Unlucky for Forest, particularly after Brazil had done the hard work. He's got to the line, he squares it back, and Gates there with a lot of time to pick his spot. That was not the spot he intended. It's a good head by Walsh. Mariner, touchdown to Gates. That's handball, and that's a booking for Kenny Burns. Deliberate handball, because Walk was going in blindside of him, and he knew it. Kenny Burns, the Scottish international, who has been alongside John Walk and Jock Steen's side, knew exactly where his international colleague was going. Deliberate handball, booking, and a free kick only. Muren, wide for Mills with the kick. Charged down by Robertson. So now it's Osman. It's a useful looking ball. And it goes to Brazil. And the chip across is knocked out by Gunn, as Mariner was coming in far post. That's well charged down by Ponte. Muren read it well. Interception to O'Callaghan. Now Gates. Ipswich having a purple patch here. This is Brazil. And once again, Forest weather the storm. And Walsh hits one into the corner for Wallace to chase. And Osman goes with Wallace. At the moment he's got to do it on his own because there's nobody up there with him. But O'Callaghan comes back for Ipswich. Well stopped by Ponte. Wallace, now Gray, Stuart Gray for Ponte. Given away to O'Callaghan, the ball out. Mills for Stuart Gray. Mills again, Gary Mills. Ponte, tight to the line. Butcher boots it clear. Gary Mills intercepts. Muren for Gates. Again, they poke it over to Mariner. Mills is waiting for it, won't get it because Walk is there. Well stopped by Gunn, but... And that's going to go in from Tyson. It's 3-3. Well, a remarkable goal by Franz Tyson. That really was quite incredible. Walk, the ball played off Gunn. Screws to Tyson. Now, did it take anybody else's deflection? I think it did off Mills. But it screws away from Shilton, inches from his fingers, and it's 3-3. Well, Peter Shilton then. Third goal put past him. So we have a level scoreline, 3-3. 9 minutes of the game left. As Francis goes in against them. And Butcher comes away with the ball. No, he doesn't. Ponte's got it now. Gates. Brazil always willing to run up front. And the support coming up to him now. There's plenty there. And Walker's one of them. And is he going to get it? John Walker holds his head in his hands. Butcher and Wallace fighting for the ball. Now Mills. Cross to Osman. And that'll go back to Cooper. Time ticking away. Just about a minute left. That was a foul by Brazil on Burns. Free kick taken. We're in stoppage time. Injury and stoppage time. Referee Thomas has a look at his watches. As Ponte pushes Forest hopefully forward with what surely must be the last attack of the game. Francis couldn't get there, and there it is. There's the final whistle of this quarter-final tie at the City Ground. A remarkable scoreline. Ipswich 2-0 up, pull back to 2-2. Forest go in front at 3-2, and Ipswich really battle to get back into this game. And Tyson there, the man who forces this match to a replay on Tuesday night. The final